Hello, my name is John Pitron, and I'm currently going to Full Sail Elementary. And my profession right now would be a recording engineer. And today, for this podcast, I'm going to be talking about the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Rocky Horror, as far as I know and have seen of it, everyone who's in the music business has either heard of this play, seen this play, watched the movie based on the play, or has gone to the plays that they do now and dressed up in the whole 9 yards. Rocky Horror is one of those plays that was very, very influential for music today, because it was one of those not conventional plays, because the theme of it, the songs are in plays, but just like the whole idea of the Rocky Horror Picture Show was a very unique, especially in the 1970s. Which Rocky Horror, a little history on it, was written, music lyrics in the book was written by Richard O'Brien. And in 1973, it first debuted in London at the Royal Court Theatre. And then there, it ran from June 19th, 1973 to September 13th, 1980. With over 2,960 performances. And that was throughout the world. Those weren't just in London, but that was throughout the world. And in 1974, it came across the pond, as you would say, to America, and it debuted in Los Angeles in 1974. And it ran from 1974 for about half the year. And then in 1975, it finally made its major debut on Broadway because it was very, very popular in Los Angeles. And on Broadway had 3 previews and 45 shows altogether was its stint on Broadway. With that, the Rocky Horror Picture Show has been nominated for 1 Tony nomination and 3 Drama Desk nominations. Now, the influences of the Rocky Horror Picture Show is that it's very well known that it has developed a cult following throughout the world, especially on Halloween, where everyone gets dressed up in the characters and go to live acting of the play and get put into the play and become one with the play. Now, it was like some of the biggest aspects to it were the songs they put in there. Time Warp, one of the biggest ones that sticks out with the dance and stuff like that. And it's very influential because usually when you go to like performances, usually the actors stay on stage and you kind of just sit there and watch. With the Rocky Horror Picture Show, what it's become now is that it's become very audience-oriented, where the actors will come down off the stage, be running through the crowd and stuff like that, getting people to dance. And everyone usually who have gone to see Rocky Horror Picture Show before know the Time Warp dance. So during the Time Warp, everyone's doing the Time Warp, which is very, very cool. I've gone to Rocky Horror myself, and it's very, very, very cool thing to do. If you haven't done it, like I suggest Halloween. You know, if it's your first time, you don't have to get dressed up, but the second time, you're going to want to get dressed up. And for it was like the most intriguing thing for me was the Rocky Horror kind of pushed the boundary on what could be like accepted in plays, because plays are kind of like, I can't think of the word to describe it, but having transsexuals and gay sex and all that kind of stuff on plays was kind of unusual, especially in the 70s, especially in the US. But Rocky Horror is now what it is. Probably one of like the most well-known plays in the world, especially with the movie that came out that followed the play pretty much word for word. So, to end this, if you haven't seen Rocky Horror, you've got my thumbs up from it. And it's very, very cool. It's very, very interesting. The music's very, very good. And you'll go and you will not regret going.